Hello, everyone. I want to take a few minutes to talk to all of you, our school families, about some things of importance for this coming school year. First, for those of you who've been joining us for Mass on Sundays, it's been awesome to see you. For those of us who haven't come back yet, I just want you to know that I miss you, that Father Clay misses you, and I hope to see you soon. Again, I want to let you know about some things that are important for our school year, and you should be receiving a letter this week in the mail that will have that'll have a lot of the same information. But one of the things that's not in that letter is a building project that we're hoping to start. We don't have final approval yet from the diocese, but this is something we've been planning on for a while, and we hope to make happen here around the start of the school year. So I'm standing here at the top of the center staircase in the school, and one of the problems with our building is that our school offices, they're way down the hall. And so everyone who comes into the building has to come all through the building, past the classrooms to get to the school office. It's been a big security concern for a while, and even more now with the coronavirus and just wanting to keep people out of the building and keep them separate from the children. And so what we're planning on doing is moving the school office to the classroom that's on the other side of this wall, which has been serving as our teacher's lounge for a while, and then the teacher's lounge will move down there. And as we do that, then we'll put a window here in the wall, so that way when you need things from the office, you just come up the center stairs and there's a window here, and that's where you can take care of things at. That way people who come into the building don't have to go down the hall or whatever. And then we'll put up a doorway here at the top of the staircase, which will be locked, and the door at the bottom of the stairs will remain locked during the day as well. I'll have some more information on that at our Zoom meeting, which we're having this coming Sunday. And the letter that you're going to receive in the mail, again, has that information for that Zoom meeting. Secondly, I want to just review real quick our understanding of what it means to be a faithful practicing Catholic, which is the requirements for your child to remain in Catholic school. First, to be keeping Sunday holy. Normally, of course, that means being at Mass on Sunday during this time in which that obligation has been suspended. Maybe you're watching Mass from home via our live stream, or doing something else on Sunday to keep the Lord's Day holy, maybe reading over the scripture readings and praying a rosary, but we still need to be keeping the Lord's Day holy and teaching our children to do the same. Secondly, to be involved and engaged in faith formation. As parents seeking to continue to learn our faith and to grow in our faith, we normally require 5 hours of faith formation for our school parents every year. And normally we like that to be done in groups. A group experience is just going to be a better experience, a more challenging experience. However, that's not really feasible right now. And so we've been allowing you to do things at home, maybe to watch one of the videos that's on formed.org, or to watch some other good Catholic program, even just to read a Catholic book. And then just email Amanda with just a quick statement. What did you do? What did you learn from it? And let her know. And if you've not completed your 5 hours, do so before the end of July. Thirdly, to be involved in service. Now, again, this is really changed. And normally, people are involved in all kinds of different service throughout the year, but here for the last 4 or 5 months, most of those things have been canceled, and so people haven't really had an ability to do that. But it's important for each of us as a disciple to be of service to the church, and right now, especially our school, we need a lot of work. There's a lot of things that we need to do to get ready for this coming school year, and so we're requiring that all of our school parents spend at least 3 hours in service to our school between now and the end of July. You can do it any day you want to. We don't want everybody here at the same time. We want people separated out. So any day you want to, morning, afternoon, evening, I don't care. Just call us 2 days in advance so we can be prepared. And we'll have something ready for you to do. There's lots of things, and the letter gives some of those things that are needing to be done before school starts. And then fourthly, our giving. You've all made stewardship pledges, financial pledges to our parish. Please be current on those. And your letter will give you a statement of where you were at the end of June. But please be current on those by school registration, which is on July 23rd. If you can't be, call me or email me and talk to me. Let me know what's going on. I know families have experienced some great hardship these last few months. A number of called and told me that they were out of work, and so they changed their pledge as appropriate. And so if you're not able to catch up, do call me, contact me personally. Thank you.
Finally, I want to talk a little bit about what school is probably going to look like this fall. We're in the process of putting together a plan, or rather 3 plans, for being able to provide for the education and formation of our children, keeping in mind that the education and formation of children and their safety right now, it's kind of a balancing act. In order to educate and form children well, you need to be together. They need to have contact with their teacher and contact with their other classmates. That's why we go to school. But to keep them safe from the pandemic, we want to keep them separate. And so we're trying to figure out just what the right balance is. And one of the things to keep in mind is that students or young people have a relatively low risk when it comes to this particular coronavirus. Older people are much more likely to catch it, younger people much less likely. And so you can put a bunch of young people together without creating a high-risk environment because each of them are fairly low risk. That doesn't mean it's zero risk. And so we want to just be taking extra precautions and be really careful. We'll be paying attention to what's going on around the world. But by and large, as schools have been opening up in other countries around the world where the school year has already started, they're not seeing large outbreaks amongst the students. And so with that in mind, we hope to be able to start the school year with Plan A. We're ready fairly easily to move to Plan B, and we hope we won't need to use Plan C at all. This is just a draft, and I'll let you read through the details, but just want to explain kind of the philosophy behind each one. Plan A, we treat each classroom kind of like a family. And if you're coming to Mass on the weekends, we have each family sit together, but then we keep distance between the families. Each family is separated. And so we would do the same thing with our classrooms. So the first graders would be together in their room and not have interaction with the second graders. When they go to Mass, we'll put space between the classes instead of having the third graders sit right behind the first graders. We'll put a space there. Keep them separate when they go to the cafeteria and in the halls and so on. But by and large, the students are, in their classrooms with their teachers, regular schedule, all of those things, but with some extra precautions, which the details of those things will be worked out over the coming weeks. Plan B, if we need it, provides for more space, not just between the classrooms, but between individual students. Now here at St. Anne, as opposed to most other schools, we have enough space on our campus that we can spread kids out a lot and have all of the students here every day. And so that's our plan. We're going to use all of the precautions listed in Plan A, but then move the students around so that we're in spaces that are big enough that all of the students are 6 feet apart. The middle school classes will move over to the Pastoral Center. We use Center Hall, the center room, and the auditorium, those bigger rooms that will allow students to be all together but have 6 feet between them. Pre-K is a small class that will remain the same. The kindergarten will move to the library. And then 1st through 5th grade will split in half. Now that'll require us needing to hire some substitute teachers or paraprofessionals to help be in that second space. But the regular teacher will remain in charge of all of the students, plan all of the lessons, but just have somebody else to help present them in the 2 different places. We'll revise the other schedules accordingly to just have fewer people in each space at a given time. We, at that time, probably won't be doing the special classes, PE, music, library, computers, those things. They all just bring students closer together, and so we'll just not do that. And that allows those teachers to help with 1st through 5th grade as well. Then finally, Plan C, which again, we hope won't be needed, but it may be. And it's likely that it's going to be needed for individual students for a time. If an individual student, if their family has contracted the coronavirus and that family needs to stay in quarantine, that means that student's going to miss 2 weeks of school. We don't want them to miss 2 weeks of school. And so by being prepared for school from home, we'll be better prepared to meet that individual student's needs. But if we go to it on a school-wide basis, that would mean that most students will be home, doing most of their schooling from home, but with maybe small groups a few students coming in to meet with the teacher, especially those who may need extra help, may need extra guidance on a particular lesson or even on all of their lessons. We found this past spring that video conferencing didn't work all that well, especially at the younger grades. It worked a little bit better with the middle schoolers, but not so well with the younger grades. And so we're going to rely more on take-home packets like we've been doing during summer school. Anyway, that's an overview of the program and our plans for the summer, or for the school year, excuse me. Again, invite you to join us on that Zoom meeting this coming Sunday. We'll certainly field your questions and listen to concerns. I know there's just a lot of fear and a lot of worry. We want to alleviate those things and work together to be able to present and provide ultimately the best plan for our students. These are difficult things. Do ask for your prayers. Ask for your prayers for me, for Mr. Hamilton, our new principal, as we work to get ready for this school year. Pray for our teachers and pray for one another. God bless you all.